Hey guys, Matt here from Button Mash Gaming, and welcome to my playthrough of Disney's Aladdin on the Sega Genesis, as the title card stated. Now, I meant to get this playthrough up on yesterday before I went out to a little event, but my dumb self forgot to hit upload before I left that morning. And then when I got home, after walking around for 5 hours, just didn't feel like doing anything afterwards. So yes, I pulled a lazy afternoon. So what? Anyways, this game I have a lot of history with. I've been playing it, oh Jesus, since I was a kid. I figured I would upload a quick little run of it. A lot of stuff that goes on you'll see in the video. Any intentional hits are intentional because I know I can get through the level without having to worry. But once in a while I do take safety health just because, that's what runners do. I almost want to consider this a speed run, but I guess to other people it might not be. Oh, it's not perfection. It's not frame perfect. All that nonsense, but I don't care. This is my own personal speed run. And this is the Japanese version of the game. There was two other releases. One was planned, but the other one was cut. Obviously, the other planned one was the American release. And then there was supposed to be a final cut, but it got cut just due to time constraints. It was just additional things added to levels and everything else like that. So it's nothing really too much of a loss, but it's just like additional content. Now, how are you wondering? Excuse me. Oh, but this is a Sega Genesis game. How'd you upload this? Well, for those that don't know, there is a collection on the PlayStation Store. I imagine on the Xbox Store as well, that has this game and Disney's Lion King with it, the original Genesis games of it. So here I am uploading the port. I definitely noticed when I first played this that, to me, I knew the original Genesis game like the back of my hand so well that when I was doing one of the levels that you'll see later on, and I'll mention it, that I had the level memorized down to a T because of the music, the way the music played. I tied everything to the music. But when I played through the level, I noticed the music in the game started getting off sync, and it started throwing me way off. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Why is this off sync? It was really throwing me off. But that's probably because of the PS4 port playing the music faster than the game. Now, obviously, there isn't really much to say in terms of story for this. If you haven't seen the movie, what are you doing? See the movie. But this game is more based off the movie than its counterpart on the original Nintendo system. At least I believe it is. I've always preferred this version of the game over the Nintendo copy, just because I think the visuals are better. But again, that just comes down to preference and personal opinion. But yeah, I enjoy this one a lot more. And this was my first time playing the Japanese version. And thanks to the PS4 collection. And normally this boss right here I can cheap out in the far back corner where it started. But the fact that the Japanese version of the game runs just a little smoother than the American release, so everything starts like a hair frame quicker than normal. So I know that's one difference between the Japanese and the American release versions of this game, is that the Japanese titles tend to be more, more frame oriented, faster framed than the American releases. I don't know why. Maybe it could just be hardware. I don't know. I'm not that technical. But yeah, I decided to go with the Japanese version on this upload, just to throw in a mix, just to see if there was actually any differences between this and the American release, aside from, oh, the language is different. Yeah. But that's all I seen. Those really the only differences that I seen. I probably started playing this game, oh, probably in '98, I want to say. Yeah, somewhere's around there. I was probably about 5 or 6 around that time. Between 98 and 99. It was somewhere's around there when I started playing this game. Oh. There, if it hasn't already been spoken, you know, I've put a lot of hours into this game. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a Genesis title, but this was really all I had growing up back in the day. Growing up playing. I didn't have a PlayStation yet at the time. Granted, yes, it came out in 2000, I believe, but I wouldn't finally get one until about 2002. Is when I finally got my PlayStation. Like, first PlayStation. I did, yes, obviously I've ended up getting a PlayStation 2 later on down the road, but that's different. That's for a different story. But in the context of this, I had this for many years. I think I still have my original copy around here somewheres. Not entirely sure where it is, but it's around here somewheres. God dang, Mike. Sorry if I keep brushing up against it. This is a new mic that I've been using just strictly for recording, because I'm sure between my second video and my first video I did, I'm pretty sure y'all could hear a sound difference, or a mic quality difference. That's because the mic in the first video I was using was with a mic that's built into the headset. And this one I'm using has an external, you know, like the old school mics, they have the external mic on it. I tried getting the health there, but I guess the frames were just a little too low to get it. Since you can collect things just with the swipe of the swords there, you'll see it a couple other times later on, I believe. But yeah, the difference in mic quality between using like a real external mic and built-in was mind-boggling to me. But then I guess it makes sense also for an external mic to be more audio quality friendly than one that's built inside, since the ones that are built inside the mic, you know, like your what, PlayStation Gold? No, the Gold. Wait, did the Golds? No, the Golds have a built-in mic, and the Platinums, they have a built-in mic also. It's more for a convenience versus, you know, having the boom mic sticking out of your head. It's more of a convenience for the wireless users, but I was actually kind of surprised. So once in a while, for certain things, lower, cheaper priced mics trump out the more expensive ones. Now back to the game. This level here, for obviously the escape after he gets the lamp. This level I struggled the most on growing up. It's very platform oriented. There's a lot of timing. There's a couple of bottomless pits incidences. Just about everything in this level is one hit, you're done. Get hit with them boulders, boom, you're done. Those are the pits that I mentioned. You fall down that pit, right back to the start. That's the other thing too. This level has no checkpoints. So when you die, you start all the way back at the beginning. So you really got to one-shot this level. And it can be very hard. Yeah, I know I make it look easy, but again, this is from over 20 years of just playing this game. This level I struggled out the most. But you gotta do a leap of faith there at the end. Now this next level, this level is actually my personal favorite. It is considered a bonus level, and I was looking into it, and in the actual speedrunning community for this game, obviously since it's considered a bonus level, you can skip this level. That's why there's an extra life there at the start. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I don't think it was. But this level is a bonus level. I think if you lose 3 times, it will push you to the next level. But this is the level I was talking about earlier, where the music was on sync with the hand signals back in the original Genesis version. So when I played this game for the first time, booting it up, I got to this and I was like, whoa, the music is way ahead. It's way ahead of everything. So it threw off what I knew by margins. The question mark symbols, it's not, I mean, yeah, it's supposed to trick you if it's supposed to be either, you're supposed to go up or either go down. But the one thing I've always remembered, and it's always a guarantee, this level is not randomized, but the question marks are always going to be to stay at the bottom. Always. But yeah, that level honestly is my personal favorite, because as the level goes on, I'm sure you all noticed it, as the music picks up, the auto-scrolling gets faster. It gets faster and faster, and the chances for you to react to the hand signals get slower. Well, not slower, but you have to react to it a lot quicker, which I personally love that level. Now this level here, obviously it goes off track of the movie, but yeah, you gotta have that. So after, essentially, if you have the movie playing in the back of your head, you know, after you know, the escape fails, you know, he rubs the lamp, gets Genie out, and everything else like that, you know. But this level, he gets trapped Aladdin gets trapped in the lamp, and it just shows how wonky it is. Obviously, that's gameplay for you. But this was a fun little level in its own too. There's a lot of platforming in this too. Sorry, just wanted to enjoy the music there for a little bit. This game just brings back a lot of memories, aside from the game and to the original movie itself. It just brings back a lot of memories. I know that's mainly one reason why I wanted to upload this, you know. I figured to use something that could be a little mellow to start out with. And speaking with starting out and mellow, I spoke with some friends outside and inside of work, as well as my one good buddy there mentioning in the comments of the last video, between whether or not to do the Ace Combat game I mentioned or to do Outlast. And a lot of my buddies actually told me to do Outlast. So it looks like I'll be doing Outlast again, which I have no problem with that. Outlast is another great game. And I know I had a few mentions of when people remembered that I mentioned that I had a camera, obviously, that I use for the VR. I can try and get that hooked up, because I know a couple people wanted to see wanted to see me use it as a face cam for Outlast, which that would be fun. I can give it a whirl and see if I can get it set up properly, and see if I can figure out a way on the SHAREfactory here to be able to set up the face cam. I know there's an option to add like video feed footage, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to while playing. I just got thinking of that. It might have to be post edit for adding the video footage. It would have to be post, which I don't think that would work very well. Just because I don't think the system it won't record like face camera and game at the same time. Wanted to do something like that, it would have to be on a computer, which unfortunately I don't have. I gotta work with what I got. So I will try my best to see if I can figure out a way to include some camera footage in some fashion. I don't think I'll be able to, unless I had like an external. I'd have to have an external camera, set that up to record its own separate file while I'm playing the game, and then I'd have to mash the two together, and I just don't have that capabilities yet. I just don't have that capability yet, but I will do what I can, and I'll give it a whirl to see if I can add in face camera footage. I wanted to show that off just because that is something different right there. Like I mentioned, you can use the sword to get health. This is the last level, if it can't be, if it's not obvious. Already on the last level? Man, that's quick. It's almost like I'm speed running the game. Wow. Yeah. I will admit I goofed up there. I didn't mean to get that health. There's 3 of those platforms, and I always jump off at the top one, just because it's a shortcut. Because just for the fact that if you decide to stay on, carpet, he'll just drag you all the way back down again, swerve you around, and then eventually wind you back up there, But this level is definitely. I personally don't think this level is harder than the escape for the cave. This level, in my opinion, is easier. Yeah, it's the last level, and I still think it's easier. I tried to jump off there, but ceiling restrictions. Obviously, the Jafar bite. Darn it! I said it again. Jafar fight. What made this a bit of a struggle is just the fact that the little sparkles that he shoots out, it pulls you towards him. So I can't get my cycle started. That you'll see briefly here. I get a cycle started that I'm doing right now to be able to just keep doing what I'm doing. You normally, what speedrunners can also do, if you're fast enough, you can stand right up to the snake Jafar and just spam the apple throws at him, and with the sprites you can overload him spitting his fire out, and you can just knock him out that way. But I don't know that. But this is coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed. I will definitely start Outlast. I know this outro is pretty quick, but I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.